In 2018, Gypsy Crusader was all across the internet, but then he vanished. So what really happened to Gypsy Crusader, and what is he doing now? Gypsy Crusader, real name Paul Miller, was a fairly normal person who worked as a political commentator. He was a radical conservative. Gypsy had his fair share of problems with the law, as his first arrest came at the age of 18 for aggravated assault, which he pled guilty to, but he wasn't sentenced. But just 1 year later, he'll be arrested again for possession of drugs with intent to sell. He will serve 180 days and will be forced into probation. Then he will live a fairly normal life until 2018, when he'll be arrested for the third time for carrying a concealed weapon, which was against his parole terms. He was not indicted for this, but this arrest will play a big role later in his life. The turnaround point in Paul Miller's life came in fall of 2018, when he went to attend a Proud Boys meeting to cover what's going on, but he was denied entry. That's when a rival group called Antifa saw him and thought he was a member of the Proud Boys, so they attacked him. And in his words, they were terrorists and they tried to kill him.
I handed my phone to my friend. I told her to run. She said, "What about you?" I said, "Don't worry about me, you run." And she took off running down the street. 5 of them started to engage us. They tried to grab her. I grabbed him, pulled him back into the fight. I'm fighting with them.
This comes as a bit of a surprise because Gypsy Crusader had a background in martial arts. He even was a professional with a record of 7 wins and 7 losses. Paul claims that Antifa kept coming after him and his family, sending threatening letters and showing up at his house. After this, he said that he found his awakening and he became woke.
People that come at me, they don't realize that like a few years ago, I probably would not have said a lot of the things that I'm saying now because I was like different then, thinking different anyway. But because of their actions, they have pushed me to a point where I just don't care.
I just did this because it was the only thing that it was the only thing legal that we could do to fight back at the moment. That's why I did it.
His success in the internet came from making Omegle videos, where he would chat with people talking about his ideology. When he was done recording on Omegle, he would upload the videos on BitChute, where he got a lot of followers. He also accumulated an immense following on Telegram. But how really did Gypsy Crusader amount all these followers? Well, he was just different from any other boring far-right person. He would put on a show every time he hopped on the camera, cosplaying as the anti-hero, with his most popular being the Joker. He'd also play the Riddler, and for some odd reason, he'd also play Super Mario. And when I tell you he was everywhere, I mean everywhere. Clips like this will go viral every single day.
Riddle me this. Yeah. They are loud and obnoxious. They like music that rhymes. They are a fraction of the population, and they commit half the crimes. Who are they?
I know the answer, but I'm not saying that.
Gypsy Crusader was firm on his ideology. He'd always say that African Americans should be shipped back to Africa, and he would prepare his followers for the so-called Civil War. The FBI had enough of him, and they decided to raid his house. Remember the arrest that was made in 2018? Well, that was the catalyst for the FBI's raid and investigation on Gypsy's house in Florida. Inside the house, they found an unregistered rifle alongside a lot of ammunition, which he obtained from outside of Florida, which made the FBI charge him with obtaining illegal ammunition across state lines. Gypsy Crusader's defense to this was that he obtained the gun to protect his family after the enormous amount of threats that he was getting. Gypsy was facing up to 4 years in prison, but after pleading guilty, received 41 months of imprisonment plus 3 years of supervised release. But he was released on the 31st of January 2021 for good behavior. But right away he got back to his antics, harassing people on the internet, which landed him back to jail, later being released on the 2nd of July 2023. So what is he doing now? Right after his release, he will post on Telegram that he's back. He tried to make a comeback on streaming in 2024, starting a live stream on TikTok.
I saw blue. Oof. Are you sure? You're a neg.
But it was short-lived as he got banned. But on 12th of April 2024, he'd make a comeback, and this one will last till now. He streams on a regular basis on a website called Entropy. And when he's done, he posts the clips to Twitter, where he amassed over 15,000 followers. So if you was looking for Gypsy Crusader or only wanted to know his story, I hope this video helped you. This video was for free. However, tips in the form of likes and subscribes are very well accepted.